When a quarterback makes his first start, I try to take it with a grain of salt. When a quarterback makes his first start in a bowl game, I view this as an opportunity to see where the strengths and weaknesses for a player heading into next season. And that's the way the Tennessee fans should be looking at the performance of Nico Iamaleava following a 35-0 win against Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. Let's talk about it. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus anything going on with coaching searches, national championship, guys, it's Washington versus Michigan down at NRG Stadium. It's going to be an epic battle and a future Big Ten bout that everyone should be excited to see. So join in on the action by hitting the subscribe button down below. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, a drunk dude passed out in a cookout parking lot, Tennessee fans, and college football aficionados everywhere about this channel. Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts on Nico Iamaleava's performance. Tell everybody to follow me on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, conversations surrounding our favorite sport never have to stop flowing. Nico Iamaleava made his first start. Now, he's played seldomly in a backup role in multiple games. Went out against Vanderbilt. I think he played a little bit against UConn, UTSA at a couple of games, a couple drives in there. So we haven't really seen the culmination of what Iamaleava could be. But yesterday, we did. And it was a great performance. It was great. Flawed, but great. Finished with 178 passing yards, completing roughly 63.5% of his throws, 1 touchdown through the air, 3 touchdowns on the ground. He also was able to utilize his legs extremely well inside the red zone. 1.7 yards per play is not really what you want to talk about with mobility, but it was his ability to manipulate defensive linemen, a very physical and potent defensive line headlined by Iowa's Phil Parker, to continue to keep drives alive. The way that I view Iamaleava's performance, building block. There is a lot to take away going into next season. This is a quarterback that is going to be built different than Hendon Hooker. He's a quarterback built different than Joe Milton. Got a good arm like Joe. Got some ability to utilize your legs like Hendon, but it's kind of an upgrade. It's more accurate passes coming from Iamaleava. It's more mobility that allows you to utilize your legs in the open field to pick up first downs and avoid sacks. There's more positivity and more of a cadence and uptrue to his attributes in his game that will make him stand out. And he's a good fit for what I think Josh Heupel wants to run. Go, 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 run, 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 keep defenses guessing on your toes. Well, now in Knoxville, you get to add a second element to it because you just can't allow Iamaleava to run rampant in the open field. And if you don't spy him, you don't have a guy that's basically saying, hey, number 8's your dude. He goes left, you cut left. He goes right, you cut right. You don't have that guy, he's going to eat you. He's going to eat you alive, and he's going to continue to keep drives momentous, and he's going to find a way to be successful. But there were some flaws to the game. Let's take nothing away from it. 178 passing yards is a good performance. It's a good, solid performance against a team like Iowa. 1 passing touchdown, you probably could have had 2. There were a few throws that were definitely overshot or underthrown. There was a lot of things that still need work. And this is where bowl season comes in line. I never do this. And I implore you as fans of the sport, a sport that we love and cherish, never to do this. Put too much emphasis into a bowl game, because what happens is confidence is risen to extreme levels that is never going to be fortified. The persona of the player is going to drastically change overnight, so the expectations change with it. And when they fail to meet the goals that you set for them because of a bowl game where every situation is different, from opt-outs to injuries to status of roster control, all of that, well, then if they don't meet your standard, you start narratives that are falsified and are far from the truth. Iamaleava had a good game. Take nothing away from that. A good, strong first performance as the starting quarterback for the Vols. But there's room for growth. Here's the good news. You have an entire offseason to do so. You have an entire you have the entire spring and the summer to watch Iamaleava build these relationships with wide receivers. You have time to go out and add in better offensive linemen for you to hopefully not have to worry about him feeling the pressure every other snap. You have time to add in wide receivers. If I am Josh Heupel, I am on the phone this morning with Evan Stewart from Texas A&M because I realized, hey, I need a game changer at wide receiver. I need somebody with SEC experience. You fit the bill. Strap it on up. We'll give you an NIL collective worth your while. Let's go win ourselves an SEC championship. That's what has to happen in the next several weeks. And you have to be able to also watch as a player like Iamaleava develops. seeing those mistakes that were made in the bowl game don't carry over into spring practice. Watching him throw an interception during spring practice doesn't lead to another turnover or another rocky drive or another opportunity to where you could walk away with points, but instead you settle for punts. A lot of positivity to talk about Iamaleava. And the good news is, for a team like Tennessee, they're adding another element to their offense that's going to make them lethal. We know what this offense can be underneath Josh Heupel. We've seen it unfold. We've watched it work to a T. We've seen the growth and development from Hendon Hooker to Joe Milton. Countless receivers have now found their way to the NFL because of it. It can work. And now you have to prepare for the utilization of your legs, because Iamaleava will take off running and he will find his way into the end zone. You like that. You have good positivity there. Lots of room for growth. Lots of room to say he can be even better than this. And that's a positive. You're not going into the offseason. You're not going into spring football saying the version that we saw on the football field, that's the best we're going to get out of Iamaleava. Far from it. I think you're going to get a lot more positivity moving forward. Just take some time. So take his performance with a grain of salt. Look at it as a building block and a foundation to where the kinks can be worked out, the flaws can be finalized, and positive traits are the only thing that's strutting its stuff in Neyland Stadium on Saturdays. Lot to love about Nico Iamaleava. Lot to like about his play style. Lot to like about his performance. Was it elite? No. Was it good enough to get you the Citrus Bowl MVP? Absolutely. Was it good enough for you to be able to give Vols fans reason for optimism? Absolutely. Take none of that away. But just remember, he's still a young quarterback developing into something special. The version you saw take the field against Iowa could be an even better version this time come January. And if that's the case, watch out for Vols Nation. They're hungry and they have an opportunity to go do big things in 2024.